This video is made possible by Practical Defense Systems, the best online security training at the lowest prices. You can start your security career today online at pdsclasses.com. Check them out. Hi, I'm Joel Persinger. I'm the Gun Guy. Thank you very much for all of your support of GunGuyTV. I'm super grateful. Look, I want to tell you about some lawsuits that are pretty cool. Now, there are lots of lawsuits in the firearms space. We're going to talk more about that next week with Cody from the Firearms Policy Coalition, who I'm very grateful is going to join me hopefully next week, as long as schedule doesn't get jacked up, and talk about what they're doing. So FPC is doing some great work. We'll talk about that and what's going on with the lawsuits with regard to the Second Amendment. But today, I tried to post an announcement by Rumble and one by X on Facebook explaining that X and Rumble are both suing sort of a cartel of advertising cohorts that have been rigging the system against platforms that they don't like. And when I posted it, I found out I got some resistance. I'll explain that in a minute. So you're probably aware, if you've been watching the news, that a federal court recently ruled against Google in a landmark antitrust case. And in fact, the federal judge accused Google of being a, quote, monopolist and using monopoly policies in order to maintain its monopoly in certain areas like search engine and that kind of stuff. And so Google lost that. I'm sure they're going to appeal it, but it's huge. And I have a feeling that Google will lose it on appeal as well, which is great because Google is a monopoly. They just are. And they use that power to control not only to rig the system in their favor, to squash competitors, but also to track you and do the other things they want to do and get away with it because they can. It's like YouTube. YouTube is so big, it's very difficult to compete with them because they're owned by, obviously, Google. And YouTube is huge, and sometimes they behave like they're a monopoly, even though they're not. So that's interesting that they lost that suit. So I think Google is going to find out, it already has found out, that unless it can win on appeal, that it is no longer going to be able to rig the system because it's illegal. It's a violation of federal law. And that's what they were found to be guilty of in federal court. Well, fast forward to today, and Elon Musk and the CEO of X announced that they're going to sue a group of advertisers and an advertising cabal that has conspired to keep advertisers from advertising on X in order to starve it to death, basically, because they don't like X, they don't like what Elon is doing. At the same time, they've done exactly the same thing to Rumble for the same reason. Rumble's already suing Google in some sort of antitrust suit, which I have a feeling the fact that Google just lost in federal court when being sued by the federal government, it's very likely going to lose the suit that it's fighting Rumble over. So Rumble then makes an announcement shortly after I get done reading the letter to advertisers from the CEO of X, and then I'm watching her little video to the users of X and creators on X, and then I see that Rumble has joined X in this lawsuit. There's an announcement. So I take the announcement, just the announcement, that's it. I took the straight announcement. I went to the Rumble page where they had the little news announcement, press announcement, and I took a link to the page, and I copied the headline, and I posted it on Facebook because I've got, 5,000 or 6,000 people follow me on Facebook still. God knows why, I don't know, but they do, and that's okay. I posted it on Facebook. Like within a minute. It was like a minute, okay? This is what happens. I got this notice that was taken down. Boom, just like that. I have no idea why, but there's this big blue button on the bottom that says see why. So I click on the big blue button, and this is all it tells me. It's spam, apparently, to share an actual news story. I guess if you share it from X or Rumble, it's not news, and so you can't post it. Even though these are the companies who have filed suit, even though you can look up the lawsuit and find it in federal court, even though you could research it and find it's true, nope. Don't post it there. It's spam. And oh, by the way, the story that I posted was actually reposted on X once Rumble posted it by Elon Musk himself. So why would he post something that isn't true? So, in order to get you the news, because otherwise, apparently I can't do it, and apparently Meta doesn't like me anymore. Not that they ever did. And apparently I already know YouTube doesn't like me, so I really don't care. The nice thing about going over to Rumble is I'm free, so I just really don't care anymore. I'll post things on YouTube, but I don't care. All right, so here you go. I'm going to read you the story, okay? This is today, all right, as of August 6, 2024, Rumble, the video sharing platform and cloud service provider, announced that it has joined the social media platform X to file antitrust lawsuits alleging a conspiracy to withhold advertising revenue from Rumble and other digital media platforms. It is filing in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas. Rumble named as defendants the World Federation of Advertisers, WFA for short, as well as the advertising agency WPP and its subsidiary Group M Worldwide. The conspiracy centers around an initiative called the Global Alliance for Responsible Media. All these nice little things they call themselves. That's GARM, G-A-R-M, created by the WFA. This established arbitrary standards for the content on digital platforms where its members may want to advertise. GARM used those one-size-fit-all standards to perpetrate an advertiser boycott against Rumble and X and other platforms. The suit also notes that GARM has vast reach since it counts the 6 largest ad agency holding companies among its members, including one of the defendants, WPP. Quote, the brand safety standards set by advertisers and their ad agencies should succeed or fail in the marketplace on their own merits and not through the coercive exercise of market power, unquote. Rumble's complaint reads also, all of this illegal conduct is done at the expense of platforms, content creators, and their users, as well as the agencies' own advertiser clients who pay more for ads as a result of their collusion. The unlawful conduct alleged by Rumble is also the subject of an ongoing investigation by the U.S. House Judiciary Committee in Congress, which, if you want to look at that report, that's really telling and glaring, the fact that they've been doing this kind of stuff. An interim committee staff report issued in July, which is what I was just referring to, found that the way GARM has operated in this regard, quote, is likely illegal under the antitrust laws and threatens fundamental American freedom. Boom. Right there. So, I find this encouraging. You might as well. Look, I'm not mad at YouTube. Somebody the other day accused me of being bitter. I'm not bitter at all. I'm just tired of being under the thumb of it, and it's extraordinarily discouraging and disheartening to have to function in a very oppressive environment like YouTube. Now, obviously, certain content they're not oppressive on at all, but firearms content they're very oppressive. And after a while, you just feel like, why am I even doing this? I don't even want to do this anymore. And I think that is exactly their intent, is to get you to feel that way. Leaving YouTube, at least mentally and emotionally, from the perspective my focus is now on Rumble and X, and YouTube isn't also, it's just a place where I post things if I can. Now I'm free. I'm no longer in an oppressive environment. X and Rumble are not oppressive environments at all. They're very free environments, and they're fighting, obviously, for free speech. They're fighting for themselves to make money, obviously, because this has cost them a lot of money, but also they're fighting for the content creators. They could just cave and do the same thing YouTube is doing, or do the same thing that will do whatever these people want, and be just like YouTube and Google and all the others, and Facebook and Meta and whatever, but they refuse to do so. They're fighting. I bring this up because since they are fighting, we should support them. So I'll say it again. If you want to stay on YouTube to watch it, go ahead, knock yourself out. I use YouTube to look up, YouTube University stuff, like how do I fix this or how do I do that? There are also some channels that are only on YouTube that YouTube loves, like Smarter Every Day I used the other day. I really do like his channel. I enjoy watching it. There are others like that have nothing to do with content that YouTube or Google don't like. And they're only there. I can't go someplace else to watch them. So I don't mind using YouTube for that. But if it's content that is disfavored content that YouTube, Google, these advertisers and so on hate and want to crush, I suggest that as people who consume that content or create that content, that we migrate our attention and therefore our eyeballs, which advertisers want to see, away from YouTube for that type of content and go see that content on platforms which support our rights to free speech, support that content, and want that content to continue, and who obviously, by virtue of news stories and lawsuits, are putting their money where their mouths are. I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. The two places I chose to focus on, X and Rumble, are fighting for my right to create, for my right to say what I want, for my right to present what I want in the videos that I make, for my right to have an opinion that's disfavored by oligarchs and by elites. And they are fighting for it. And these are elites who are fighting. These are billionaires fighting the elites. These are elites fighting the elites, so that the little peons like me, and you maybe, I don't know, can actually have a voice. And I think that's marvelous, and we should support them. So I urge you again, go to the link in the description. I put links to the stories there, okay, so you can see them. And then go to the link in the description. Please subscribe to GunGuyTV on Rumble or X or both. I suggest both, okay? And then watch my videos over there. That's where all the content is. If you're on YouTube watching this right now, only some of the content is going to be on YouTube because it's all they will allow. So I bring it up again for that reason. Anyway, I found this to be really, really good news. I hope it's good news to you. Watch for the interview with FPC. That's coming next week. And I've also got some other stuff coming too. Most of that will only be on Rumble and X, just so that you know. Link in the description. Make the jump. If you already have, thank you very much. And wherever you go, whatever you do, stay safe.